shaved side of the head look.
Yeah.
She looks like what people think stereotypical SJWs look like.
Uh, do any of you guys know what a psychogenic fugue is?
I've heard of it. So
It's
yeah, I
like
think I do.
it's sort of like a trance, isn't it?
Something like that. It's a disorder characterized by reversible amnesia for personal identity, including the memories, personality, and other identifying characteristics of individuality. The state can last days, months, or longer.
So what's the characteristic of the state itself? What was that again?
Reverse amnesia.
It's a psychological state in which a person loses awareness of their identity or other important autobiographical information, and also engages in some form of unexpected travel. People who experience a dissociative fugue may suddenly find themselves in a place such as the beach or at work with no memory of traveling there.
Okay, so it's like a missing time kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess
So
so.
have you had one?
No, I thought I did until I read the definition.
You just
So
woke
what
up
did
one
you
day,
have?
you were eating a thick burger, and you didn't know how you got there.
No, here's the weird thing. Maybe there's a different term for what I've got. For the last few years, I don't know if it's just my resentment of the era that I live in, or what, or just my incredible yearning for, better days, like from my childhood. Or maybe it's just that my friend Will really fucked me up in the head as a child when he had me believing for 2 months that I was an alien prince who was soon to take the throne and leave Earth.
So what's going on now? You're having what? Missing time?
No, not missing time. But it's like it's like a form of make believe taken really far, and it's like it takes a lot of mental effort on my part, so that I associate it with the idea of a psychogenic fugue, even though I guess I don't have the missing time. But
So it sounds like slarping.
What is that?
Solo live action role playing. Is that what you're talking about?
That could be it. That sounds a bit more. Yeah.
Slarping sounds like a degenerate sex act.
But it's not. It's one of the. It's an underground sensation.
It's technically not.
This is an awesome revelation here. Slarping.
An underground sensation.
I like.
There's a dang subculture built around this.
I'm a slarper. I like this.
So tell us about some of your slarps.
Well, I spoke about it first with Stuart Swerdlow, and of course he said that it was legitimate because he believes in praying mantis people. So,
freaking New Agers.
Yeah.
All right. So wait, hold on a second. So, who believes in praying mantis people?
Stuart Swerdlow. One of the Montauk Project episodes I did.
Okay.
He was the one that was more. Well, he
if
was
you
more.
Pay him, he'll read your auras over the internet.
he did too, and he actually got some stuff right. That was what was weird, about me. But
demons.
It's weird about you.
Yeah. No, he read my aura and identified some characteristics. But then again, we talked for 2 hours. So.
All right. So I want to table this praying mantis people for a minute, but I want to come back to it. But I want to hear about what the hell are you talking about with the slarping stuff? So you you think that you are some sort of you do play acting like
no
for hours on end?
Totally, it's all totally in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I have this like conception of a series of characters called the Vanities, and they time travel, they travel through other dimensions. Anything that exists in the scope of like any multiverse, like several multiverses, the omniverse of everything that exists in life and in fiction, history, everything, even on the microscopic level, they are aware of it and keep tabs on it through documentation. Okay. And they also work to influence things on every level of this, by eliminating certain fringe players who will prevent the story of this or that character from being told correctly. Okay. And every so often, because I just get bored with where I'm at, I just imagine that they hit a reset button and we go all the way back to prehistory. And it's like in my head, every day it's like it's a new date, right? Like tomorrow's February 10th, but to me, it could be anywhere from like 60 million BC or whatever to the Ordovician era to like the Middle Ages or the 90s. Okay, it's like they hit the reset button over and over to finally try to get it right, and every time they either make it worse or they don't. They fall short of their mark, and this is like an ongoing like opera in my head. Okay,
So
it's
are
too
you
real to write about. It's too real for me to write about.
okay? Yeah. So that's my question, right? So are you uh, aware that you invented these things, or do you think that you did not invent these things and that they were dumped into your head through just
Demons.
being aware of something in the universe,
I'm aware that I
like
invented
received
them.
knowledge? Do you think
No,
it's received knowledge, or you make it up?
I'm aware that I invented them, but I also envision that this right now is a story of itself, and that it's perceived knowledge in that within that story. It's like I believe love it so much, and it means so much to me that I suspend my disbelief, just like when I watch wrestling. Like this right now, as far as I'm concerned, is one of their stories that they're monitoring, but only in my mind. I know it's not real.
That
You
sounds
understand?
dangerous.
How is it dangerous? How?
It just sounds like it's something that can progress if you don't like
Well, yeah, I
stop.
mean, it sounded like a minute ago you said that the vanities will eliminate players. Is that
Some
right?
fringe players that never make it into a person's saga. Like
So are
everybody,
these players coworkers that you don't like?
no.
Okay,
No,
that's
no.
good. That's
Okay,
good.
say that a girl is going to the Senate, okay? But to get there, she has to go through these several, things that help her grow as a person in her own story. Because everyone in the multi omniverse has a story and the connections that make that story, okay? But some fringe player, like say a rapist in a dark alley one night, can potentially, ruin that story and prevent it from ever, unfolding if he reaches her in time. So a vanity could come and take him out if he is within the rules of the Vanities charter, which means limited interference,
So do
only
the
to preserve the story.
so
Okay.
do the vanities are they like are they physical manifestations? Do they look like humans, or do they look like some other worldly beast?
They're a lot like Green Lanterns or Jedi in that any race can be one.
Okay, okay, and
That's
they're
kind of
called the vanities.
that gives me like a sandbox to play in, kind of in my mind.
So does this sandbox or this now this isn't technically slarping, but
Okay.
it sounds like it's something a little quite a bit different. Really sounds like. So does this interfere with your daily life?
No, because I barely have one.
So I
It
mean,
doesn't interfere with me paying my bills. It doesn't interfere with me eating
okay,
or taking care of the family.
or brushing your teeth.
No,
It doesn't get in the
I
way of you
let it.
brushing your
I let
teeth.
it. I let it sit comfortably beside all that.
So do you find yourself lost in this storytelling? I mean, do you ever get into a state where it's like a trance-like state where you're just imagining these things going on and you kind of lose track of time?
No, I'm kind of. It's more like I feel like I'm juggling that in real life, back and forth.
Okay. Hmm. So when
I,
did this start? When did the vanities? Where do they come from? How long ago have the vanities been around?
several big bangs ago, I guess.
I mean, no, in your mind. I mean, how long is you know? How
Yeah,
long have you been?
the universe has been reset several times now with differing results, and
Well,
so
let's
No,
talk
like when did you
about
start doing
Jeremy's
this?
timeline as a human, right? So, have you been experiencing internal stories featuring the vanities since you were 5 years old, 10
no,
years
no, no,
old?
no. I just put this together a few years ago.
Okay, okay.
It would make a hell of a book series, I admit, but the problem is it's so real for me that it's hard for me to imagine it as fiction. Okay, because I put so much time into it. Yeah, it's almost like Henry Darger with his
Mhm.
freaky Angel Kid book that
Right.
was barely published posthumously. It's almost
Right.
like that. It's that real to me, even though I know it's not real. Okay, it's something
So
on.
none of it's actually written out. It's all lives in your brain.
I've written lists here and there to but not anything substantial.
Dude,
What do
this
you mean
reminds me
lists?
kind of like, not necessarily recently, but when I go to bed, or when I used to go to bed, I would have like little movies and stuff I would play in my mind, and I would like pick back up like every time I go to bed. But I stopped doing it because, like, I don't know, it just seems strange. Seems
What do you mean you
unhealthy.
consciously stopped doing it before you
Yeah.
were consciously doing it?
Now
Okay,
here,
you're going to have to repeat that.
So before were you consciously doing it? Like you were
Oh
consciously?
yeah, no, it was almost like an attempt at a lucid dream,
Oh,
but I
okay.
stopped doing it just because.
now, boys, here is the secret to my power. Okay, I'm about to lay it down. All right.
Oh, I'm listening.
Okay, this is the secret to my power. All right. This is how I'm able to read so many books at once. Okay.
The multiverse thing.
Yes.
It's a multiverse. Is that what's going on? That
Yes, and I can even draw parallels between characters in books. Like this person almost interacted with this person over here, but this over here stopped them. Or maybe they did and forgot, and it just didn't. It wasn't a meaningful interaction, so they did, and then they went on their way. Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, when you told me about that a while ago, like it freaking made a thing in my brain clicked, and like all of a sudden, like I'm reading like a ton of books at once.
Yeah.
I mean,
This
it's an awesome way. And the same thing happened to my friend too, because he only read like one book at a time. And I told him about the multiverse idea, and it like
really.
immediately clicked for him too.
So
So Ben, what do you think of this bullshit?
I don't know what to think of it.
I ain't gonna lie, Jeremy, it sounds freaking dangerous. You don't need to do that.
and this is a great. This is a great representation of the title, isn't it?
I don't know what the title is.
I want to be a cult leader when I grow up.
So
You know
okay,
my
so
take
that's
on
all very interesting, and I appreciate the vanities. I really like that concept.
Mhm.
It's not slarping though. I don't want people to think it's slarping.
Mhm.
But what about these praying mantis people?
Okay. Stuart Swerdlow wrote one
He's
or
full
two
of
books.
crap.
Yeah, he wrote one or two books, about his alleged experiences with the Montauk Project, where he was tortured. His mind was fragmented so that he could, learn to obey and all this stuff. And in that book, he wrote about all these different kinds of aliens. There were like butterfly people and praying mantis people, and there was even one that was shaped like an Ankh, an Egyptian Ankh symbol, and it was made of pure energy.
Okay.
Now, Stuart Swerdlow, yeah, this is the same guy who said that he was born from a mother who had no uterus.
Okay.
So he might be piping some of the same stuff that I am. I don't know, but there you have it.
Well, what kind of stuff are you piping?
I don't know. That's just.
What
I
does
don't
that
know.
mean?
I don't know, baby. It just came out that way. I don't know, baby.
What does that mean? Piping. Is that
I
like
don't,
the word
I
for
don't
like
know,
smoking
baby.
crack?
I don't know, baby. It's just about trust.
Okay, good. So what are the what
Ben
are
is stunned
the
into silence. It seems like I don't.
I just don't know what to think of it.
what do the praying mantis people do? Where are they from? What are
You're
the
really into this. Okay,
yeah?
it's just one of several races that Swerdlow claims he interacted with, and he said that the aliens in the Kuiper Belt, in particular, are trying to eliminate the evil gray aliens. And I don't remember where the praying mantis people are from, but there's also butterfly people and Egyptian Ankh people. And hang on, I can look up in the book.
The praying mantis people are trying to kill the grays.
It's got dust on it.
Is that right?
This would be a good time to have a webcam, even though I refuse to. But you want me
Wait,
to see
why?
if I can track down a passage or something?
Well, no.
Why
So
do
with
you
the
refuse to do
Kuiper
the
belt, is that
webcam?
like the big asteroid belt or whatnot?
I think so. Yeah, he said that's where the good aliens are that are trying to preserve the galactic union. I don't know. He said all kinds of crazy stuff. But I'll tell you this: he was way more friendly, forthcoming, and interesting than the director of the Montauk Chronicles, who was the prick that threatened to sue me over the phone, off the air, and I didn't even do anything. You know,
In his defense, this movie was good.
it was good, but man, he Swerdlow really triggers him. I swear, they had a falling out.